The following tale is plucked from the pages of a nameless tome, a manuscript whispered of in hushed tones by those who dare tread too close to the edge of sanity. It is said that merely speaking of the events you are about to hear invites danger beyond reckoning. For these are the deeds and misdeeds of souls whose fates were sealed the moment they crossed into shadowed realms where darkness reigns eternal. Be warned, listener, do not repeat what you hear to others. Do not commit these words to memory, nor linger on the images conjured within your mind. To do so is to risk incurring the wrath of, well, perhaps it is best if I leave the name unspoken. Even now, it claws at the corners of my mind. Know this, should you choose to continue, you do so at your own peril. And remember, you have been warned. This is a tale called The Silence Below. The bunker trembled with the weight of the unknown above. Outside lay a world cut off by debris and electromagnetic pulse waves that had fried every means of communication. The huddled group of soldiers sat in tense silence, eyes darting between the emergency launch console and the cracked radio lying on the floor. Sergeant Dane paced in the confined space, his fingers tapping the stock of his rifle. His grim expression deepened each time he glanced at Logan, the technician hunched over the broken radio, tools scattered across the steel floor. "We need that thing working, now," Dane growled. Logan's hands shook as he struggled to strip and reconnect wires, his heartbeat loud in his ears. "I'm going as fast as I can," he muttered, sweat dripping down his brow. "Fast isn't good enough," Specialist Brooks snapped, pacing a few steps away. She was tall, her features sharpened by stress, her brown hair matted against her forehead. Panic gleamed in her eyes. "The invaders could be on us any second, and we're sitting ducks. If we don't act, we're dead." Private Collins shook his head, his voice low but firm. "We don't know that. We have no orders to launch the missile. Until we do, we wait. No button pushing without confirmation." Brooks sneered at him, her hand resting on her sidearm. "Are you stupid, Collins? The aliens hit us with an EMP. The radio's dead. HQ has probably already been bombed. There's no confirmation coming. You really want to wait until they fry us?" The group exchanged uneasy glances, their nerves stretched thin. In the corner, Logan twisted wires frantically, muttering under his breath. "The guidance system locked on their ship before we lost comms," Brooks continued, her voice rising. "It's the only shot we've got to stop them before they wipe us off the map. And you idiots want to gamble with our lives?" Dane stepped in, his face stern. "That missile launch kills a lot of people. Nuclear fallout is no joke. We don't insert a launch key. We don't pull that trigger unless we're sure. Understood?" Brooks snorted. "Sure. By the time you're sure, we'll all be alien fertilizer." She turned to the others, her wild gaze searching their faces. "We can't sit around and wait for them to send a death beam. This is war, and in war, you don't hesitate." Collins crossed his arms, unmoving. "In war, you also don't shoot blind." Brooks' hands clenched into fists. "Blind? The only blind people here are the ones waiting to die. I'm not going down without a fight." The tension thickened in the room, suffocating and electric. Dane adjusted his grip on his rifle. "Nobody's dying today. We stay calm, and we—" The tremor in Brooks' voice turned sharp. "Stay calm? While they circle overhead, you want me to stay calm? How about we stay alive instead?" Logan's fingers cramped as he reconnected a loose wire. He gritted his teeth, frustration boiling beneath the surface. The radio crackled faintly, teasing life, only to sputter back into silence. "Got it?" someone asked anxiously. "Almost," Logan muttered. His mind raced against time. If he could restore the signal, they might receive critical orders, or, better yet, discover the aliens were not hostile. He stole a glance at the emergency launch console. Too many eyes kept darting toward that damned button. The tension reached a boiling point when Brooks stepped closer to the console. One hand clutched the black and red launch key around her neck while the other hovered dangerously close to her sidearm. "We can't wait any longer. It's now or never." "Step away from the button," Dane ordered, his voice edged with authority. Brooks slowly turned toward him, her expression filled with scorn. "You think standing around like a coward is leadership? This is why people die, Sergeant, because officers are too scared to do what needs to be done." Dane leveled a cold gaze at her. "That's an order, Brooks. Calm yourself. Stand down." She took a defiant step forward, her hand releasing the key to now brush the hilt of her sidearm. "I'm not listening to any orders that get me killed." Dane moved his rifle slightly, a warning in his stance. "You raise that gun, Specialist, and you'll regret it. Stand down." The room was still, too still. The only sound was the occasional clink of Logan's tools on the metal floor. Then it happened. Brooks appeared to relax, her shoulders lowering as if she was backing down. Dane took half a step toward her, lowering his rifle cautiously. In a flash, Brooks drew her sidearm. The shot rang out like thunder in the confined bunker. Private Collins staggered backward, clutching his side where blood blossomed through his uniform. He collapsed against the wall with a choked gasp. "Brooks! What the hell?" Dane shouted, his rifle snapping up again. Brooks leveled her weapon at the group, her chest heaving. "I'm doing what you won't, saving us." Dane locked eyes with her. "You just shot one of your own." Collins coughed weakly, his blood spreading across the cold floor. "You're insane." Brooks backed toward the console, the button inches away. Her weapon remained trained on the group, her knuckles white against the grip. "Nobody moves," she warned, voice trembling with a volatile mix of fear and resolve. "This is our only chance." The room held its breath as Brooks, wild-eyed and desperate, reached the console. Logan frantically twisted wires, praying to restore the radio before Brooks could launch the missile. "Stop her!" Dane shouted, but no one dared move. Her finger was tight on the trigger, ready to fire again. "Stand down, Brooks." Brooks gave Dane a chilling smile. "When this is over, you'll thank me." She yanked the launch key from around her neck and jammed it into the awaiting slot. Without hesitation, she then slammed her fist down on the button. A klaxon wailed, and the lights dimmed as the missile system roared to life. "No!" Dane lunged forward, but it was too late. The launch sequence engaged. The missile was on its way. At that precise moment, the radio sputtered to life with a burst of static. Logan twisted the dial furiously, his heart hammering in his chest. This is command. Cease all hostile action immediately." The voice crackled through the speakers, urgent and clear. "The alien ships are not hostile. I repeat, they are not hostile. They came in peace." The voice cut off as the bunker fell into stunned silence. Brooks' gun lowered, her face drained of color. What did they say?" "They're peaceful," Logan whispered, horror dawning in his eyes. Dane stared at the console's blinking light, his voice a raw whisper. "Can we call it back or order it to splash down somewhere without detonation?" Logan shook his head slowly, the weight of their mistake pressing down on him like a vice. "The EMP fired that part of the system." "But, we could," Dane stammered, lowering his rifle. "No," Logan interrupted. "It's too late. The missile is airborne, and it's locked on their ship." Brooks staggered back, her sidearm slipping from her hand and clattering to the floor. No, I did the right thing. I had to." Collins groaned weakly, clutching his wound as blood pooled beneath him. "You doomed us, all of us." Dane turned to Brooks, his expression a mixture of fury and disbelief. "You've killed us all." A hollow silence filled the bunker. The missile was beyond recall, a beacon of destruction streaking toward the sky. And somewhere above, the peaceful alien visitors waited, unaware of the catastrophe about to rain down upon them. Brooks collapsed to her knees, tears streaming down her face. I thought I was saving us." "No," Dane whispered, his voice cold. "You destroyed us. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this tale. I truly hope you enjoyed the story and felt fully immersed in its world. If you did, please hit that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future stories filled with adventure, suspense, and mystery. And if you want more thrilling tales right now, click the video link at the top of your screen. The shadows hold many more tales. Don't miss the next one. Subscribe and join me for the next dark adventure.